Hey, good morning. I'm Pat Seekins, one of the operations section chiefs for the Rocky Mountain Area Type 1 team. And I'm here this morning to give you an update on where we're at with the Lionshead Fire. So we'll start this morning on the north end of the fire in branch 1. We'll start in Division Alpha, right here at the break, right along the fire's edge. We've got a lot of folks looking at options to move their focus kind of right along the fire's edge to use more direct options with firefighters and hand crews to see if we can be successful here with the change in the weather and really focus on a closer option to keep that fire from moving north, or at least a potential. Here in Division Alpha, there's some steep rugged terrain in here and some safety concerns in here, but we do have some options in here we feel. So over the next couple days, we'll definitely be able to evaluate whether we can be successful here or not. But definitely that's going to be the focus and the effort today and the next couple days with the change in the weather that we're having here, especially on the north end here in the east side. So that's kind of where we're at in Division Alpha. Moving on the north end, this is looking really good. This fire's edge is right along an existing road system that was burned out 2 to 3 days ago. Everything's looking really good here. We're basically patrol, mop up, and securing the edge along this eastern fire perimeter. Moving on to Division Echo, still on the east side here. Once again, this was a burnout operation 2 to 3 nights ago that was successful. And that's looking really good, secure, mop up and just securing the edge right along the road system there. So everything's looking really good all the way back to where you see this black line pick up here in Division Echo. Obviously the black line is a long existing road system, burnouts from several nights ago. And obviously that's where we start to pick up some of our containment on this fire is this east side, all the way down into Division Gulf and Division India, which is currently on the staff today, but we'll have plenty of folks, quite a few folks in here today. Patrol monitoring, securing the edge, as well as taking out some equipment that's not being utilized here, water handling equipment, hose, and pumps in here. So overall, this east side is looking really good, patrol monitor status, and they're gonna mop up and secure the edge as needed as they continue south. As we run into the division break back into branch 2. So recap branch 1, everything's looking really good on the east side and focusing on more direct right along the fire's edge in Division Alpha. So we'll move down here to the southeast end of the fire here in branch 2, starting in Division Kilo. Once again, everything's looking really good, patrol monitor status right along the fire's edge, which is along an existing road system that was burned out quite a while ago. But once again, the black line means containment and looking really good on the southeast corner here, all the way into Division November in the southeast corner of the fire. We'll continue along the fire's edge to the west, so now we're going to be moving into Division Romeo. Division Romeo is looking at, once again, moving a little closer to the fire's edge where they can safely with firefighters. However, when you get into this country here, there's a lot of lava beds, a lot of kind of steep, rugged stuff. Not so much steep, but rugged with the lava rock in here. So that's kind of the concern for putting firefighters right along the fire's edge here where it moves into the wilderness. So that's a concern. They'll continue to monitor and patrol from a distance, monitoring this fire edge for any kind of potential movement to the south, southeast, or potentially to the west that could impact some of this country in here. So that'll be the focus in Division Romeo today, and coordinating with Division November here as needed. I will mention, since we're here on the south end of the fire, we have a contingency group, and what that group is focused on is indirect options, meaning away from the fire. They've been prepping, removing a lot of vegetation along a road system on County Road 12. And the purpose of that, if this fire were to move days from now, we would have an option to utilize burnout operations if we had to, and only if we had to keep that fire west of County Road 12 to protect any kind of values to the east and to the northeast. Any of the values out here, we wouldn't want anything to affect that. So that's the purpose of that group, and they'll be working down here over the next 3 to 4 days. Continuing on to the west, we're going to move into Branch 3, Division Sierra, right along the fire perimeter here. Once again, patrol monitor status. This fire's edge hasn't moved in a couple days. They'll continue to monitor that. As they go west, right about here, there's an old fire scar. The firefighters identified they're going to be establishing an anchor point, a starting point, right along the fire's edge here and working west, right along the fire's edge towards this division break in County Road 22. So that's going to be their focus there, to keep any kind of fire and protecting any kind of values on private land here, right along the fire's edge will be the focus for the next 2 to 3 days in Division Sierra. Moving to the west, we're going to be moving into Division Tango. As we move west, once again, kind of some rugged terrain in here, monitoring this fire edge. There's, a fair amount of heat in here, but not any kind of significant fire behavior movement over the last couple days with the change in the weather. So Division Tango, their primary focus runs all the way to Detroit Lake here. Their primary focus today and over the next several days, there's going to be a lot of work going on south of Detroit on this main fire's edge here, this spot fire here, and these spot fires here along the edge. They're going right along the edge with a lot of heavy equipment and firefighters as well as engines to focus on containing these spot fires before they move their focus back along the fire edge. So we want to do that to reduce any kind of impacts to values of private land down here in Detroit. And their focus will also be on Idana and New Idana along private boundary lines here to keep that fire checked up from protecting any values in here in Idana. So that'll definitely be the main focus in Division Tango today and over the next several days. There's going to be a lot of work going on in here, a lot of coordination with cooperators and other agencies on this effort in here. I will mention, since we're here too, we have a structure group, and their focus is going to be in here as well. So they're going to be south of Detroit, focusing on Idana and New Idana, right along private lines. That's going to be their focus probably for quite a while, because there's a lot of values in here to be protected with engines, hose lays, and water handling equipment. So a structure group will be focused here, but that group can be moved and prioritized wherever needed as the fire progresses or picks up and priorities change in the future. But that'll be the focus in here. So that kind of summarizes Division Sierra, Tango, and Branch 3 in the southwest corner of the fire. So moving north into Division Whiskey, which is Branch 4. Right along this fire edge that you see, it touches the Beachy Creek fire. A lot of coordination going on between our fire and this fire and that incident management team as needed to make sure our plans match up with their plans right in here. So today, over the next several days, they'll be looking at options for direct right along the fire's edge, if we can feasibly do that, safely insert firefighters here along the 46 road. And that'll continue up along this finger of fire towards Division Zulu, and coordination there to make sure our plan is doable, make sure people are talking, and make sure this is actually going to be a solid plan and we'll have the resources to do that. So that plan will start to develop today and over the next several days on what we can do there. Moving into Division Zulu, their primary focus, not only direct, but really these two spot fires, or what we call a slop over across the 46 road here. That'll be the focus today, to try and contain those over the next several days to limit any kind of fire spread to the east of 46. So that's going to be a key holding feature for Division Whiskey Yankee, keeping the fire west of the 46 road to reduce any kind of impacts to values to the east, and any kind of impacts on Division Zulu's plan over here, and Division Alpha. Once this is contained here, they'll refocus on direct options where feasible, whether it's heavy equipment or hand crews, once we can utilize that. And then obviously any kind of aviation assets that we have that we currently have. We've just been unable to fly for 6 days due to the smoky air conditions, but we expect that to improve. So hopefully with a combination of aircraft being able to fly possibly as early as tomorrow, and the combination of the crews, we feel successful, or we feel like we have a good chance of being successful in this country, and other options of keeping this fire perimeter just a little smaller than we anticipated with the indirect options. County Road 46 will be a primary travel corridor, not just for firefighters, but future public. A lot of damage in here with fire-weakened trees crossing the road. So they'll work on continuing to open up this road system for better access into the main fire. So we talked about contingency on the south end, on County Road 12, contingency on the north end of the fire. They've connected some series of road systems that connect somewhere in here, and they'll continue that work. A lot of work's been done in there, so we'll continue that option to the north of these divisions, as we have other resources focused on more direct right along the fire perimeter options. So we have both plans moving forward, and it's going to depend on the weather, the aviation support, and the resources we get on how we can be successful, whether that's direct or indirect in the future. So once again, focusing on the primary values down here to the southwest, and all the other values to be protected to limit the fire spread to the north, to the east, and the south down here. And that's where we're at.